Okay, so last we left off, you guys had emerged from the Pharaoh into this bush, random bush. You guys exited and noticed that you were like 5 miles away from town on like the northern side of the mountain. And Waldo noticed that some time had passed, how much he did not know exactly, but it seemed to be a little bit warmer. You guys then chatted with Emanuele a little bit. And as you got into town, he gave his thanks and gave you guys a branch, 2 branches, little twigs of the Evertree, and described what the magic items did. And then he went on his way, and you guys went into town and asked the guard, like, how much time has passed since the orcs attacked, and they told you about 2 months, and that today was the 5th of Aftersoon, which is the second month, and that a new year has passed. And Enzo immediately went and talked to his parents and let him know that he was okay. And the rest of the group went to the Platinum Sanctuary to report in and get Ivan back. Little did you know that Ivan was no longer there. He had been deemed not fit as a squire anymore and was sent to be under the tutelage of another knight in Rookerstone. And then he was given some instructions to Olivax as to what has happened because of this Black Iron Pact that has been signed throughout for many large cities in the country and the precautions that are being taken. Then there was a discussion about what they between Olivax and Thadon about what was going on and how they felt about it. Then leaving, Tink went invisible and tried to steal, or Tink tried to see if he can get healed, but learned that it would cost gold and he didn't want to spend it. So he decided to go try and steal from the marketplace to no avail, while the group went to meet with Droll. And Enzo met back up with you guys after meeting with his family. And he learned that there's a new group in town called the Falchiere that is like made a big name for themselves. And then you guys met with Droll, and he told you a lot of the things that was happening. He asked about the orcs. He asked about where you guys went. He asked about, he told you guys about what was happening with the Black Iron Pact, some details on that. And then he told you guys that he wasn't feeling well based on your guys' last interaction and wanted to make that up to you guys, as he felt compelled to just really mend this wound and discuss the 3 options with you guys, which were the 600 gold pieces. It was a question, and he would buy you each a horse. And then the last one was to go do a job in LaBelle, to which he would give more instructions if you chose that one. He said that since he's working with the Falchiere, that he doesn't really have any work for you guys, but he's willing to do some sort of competition, it sounds like, with them for the deed to an old watchtower. And you guys accepted the 3rd option, even though there wasn't a lot of things like clarified. Then you guys decided that we're going to go to Enzo's tavern and kind of wind down. Tink had already went back there to rest. Anyways, so that's where we left off, was you guys heading back to the tavern. It's like 5 p.m., 4 or 5 p.m. So the time is yours to see what you guys would like to do next.
How late are stores open in town?
Stores usually close at sundown, which is around 6 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
The market plaza place, like where everyone goes to sell, some people leave earlier in the day, some people stay, but most people are gone by sundown.
All right, guys. Do you guys want to head over to go shopping now, or you want to head over to the Jolly Dragon?
Good to go. I don't care.
Okay.
Holy
Well,
Dragon's good for me.
all right, let's head over. On the way there, I would like to talk to them or find a place where we can talk quietly. That's just our group. So maybe take them to my room or something. Once we get there.
Okay, yeah, it's just like through the plaza, like from where your tavern is to where Joel's place is not like there's no back alleys or anything unless you went like a different route. So you're definitely can like go to an emptier room because it's still kind of early, so there's not a lot of people in the tavern at this hour. So easily doable to find like a corner where you guys can just have some privacy.
All right. Hey guys, I'd like to talk to you real quick. Part of it has to do with Droll, and part of it has to do with, well, I guess a lot of it has to do with Droll. Olivex told him where it was located, but we do have other secrets, like how to get in and what it does, what's in there. So I think we could leverage that and maybe get a much better deal, especially since that's a direct, probably still a direct portal to the Feylands. That statue that's in there, those crystals that are in there, and whatever else that we may not have missed. But I'd like to talk to my father because he's friends with Droll first to see what how trustworthy he is. Maybe we could figure out his motivation for doing what he does, and see what we could do long term to either set something up, maybe get a piece of the pie of everything that happens, but just get something out of finding it and letting them know where it is. We could also, tell them all the tips and tricks that we have found. What do you guys think?
Will you tell him about your sword?
If he is honorable enough, I will, but as of now, I'm not telling anybody about that.
It's probably wise. That sounds good to me.
What do you think, Wink?
Well, yes, I agree.
I-
There is a huge amount of
Right.
value.
Hello?
Sorry, I think we're talking over each other. There is a huge amount of value in what we have discovered on the Feywild side. Those stones, imagine the profits. Imagine what this droll or townspeople might stumble into by crossing into that Fey realm area. So it is very valuable, the information we have. So I'm glad we didn't give them the specifics. There's also a danger that lies in the Fey realm that, we have a little more experience with, and we could potentially ferry information or valuables from one place to another. I mean, it's quite the opportunity, but currently, who owns the mines? That's the real question. Who owns the rights to that portal? If we could get our hands on it, we could potentially do some very interesting things with the rights and privileges to a portal into the Fey realm.
Assuming it works again and doesn't need to be recharged.
Very good point.
And it's also a safety thing
Well,
on
I've
our end.
tried.
Go ahead, Ray.
Oh, yes, I tried twice to change a deal
You're breaking up a
with little
lot.
success. You all had better luck.
It's really choppy. I can't understand what you're saying.
Well, he's trying to
It's
figure that out.
impossible,
Oh,
but
there
after
you go.
you've given where X marks the spot, hard to bargain for more.
Yeah, but they don't know that it has to be an elf. So if it's not an elf that they send, they'll never find the gate in the first place.
do our characters actually know if it has to be an elf, or is that just something we know because of the DM?
We know because it only showed up for Wink.
I
But
don't know.
I
if-
was there too.
I don't know if your characters would have put that together.
Yeah.
How many elves are there that are trivia champions? They can figure out that riddle. Not very many.
You know, Waldo does have a point about that.
Yes, assuming it's the same riddle, but it's also a safety concern. I was thinking because we have friends and things we care about on that end now, and we wouldn't want just anybody getting access if they do get access, of course. Just anybody getting access to go in there, all willy-nilly and do whatever they want.
I mean, I hate to be the downer here, but we understand very little of the Pharaoh. And from we did understand, the place is very chaotic with things constantly shifting. I mean, we saw that while we were there. Who knows where that actually leads out again? It could be the same place. It could be a completely new place.
You're
That's why I'm
absolutely right.
dubious about trying to get more, because all of our information may come for naught, and either we scam them good because things have just happened to work in our favor, or they'll find our information very lacking and not be so willing to make a deal in the future.
Well, even if that portal disappears, we still have that amazing statue that I've never seen anything like that before, and those other crystals. And Droll even mentioned those crystals that someone in town named Sinclair was looking for them. So that is also possible income for us.
Oh, I'm worried that there'll be something there to indicate that sword that you now have was there, or that there was a powerful artifact there that is no longer there. And with our story, there aren't very many suspects for that. We either have to lie and say the orcs took it, or that we had it and lost it, or that we have it, assuming they're able to figure that out.
Well, that's another thing we can bring up with Droll if he's honorable and worth bringing in the loop. Otherwise, you're right. We got to do something about that sword.
It is definitely something that will catch many eyes and breed many enemies. And while I know most of you like Droll, I find his what's the word I'm looking for? The nice one. Screw it, I'll be mean. I find his abilities very much lacking. He seems to be in charge just fine, but in terms of doing what needs to be done and rewarding those who do what he asks, he seems very passive, and I'm not sure he's the one we should look towards in this wartime. I could be wrong, but that's just my general impression. A good man does not make a good general or a good ruler during tough times.
What about you, Waldo and Olivex?
Were there any other swords in that room besides the one we took?
Not that we know of.
Well, then why would they think there would be a sword that's missing?
You're saying there might be some kind of I'm guessing like some kind of signature or something that showed something powerful was recently in there.
Possible magic residue. Maybe there's writing on the walls we didn't find, or I don't know. I'm not well versed in magic. That's my brother's area, but I'm just saying to me it's in the realm of possibility, especially if they send high level people there to discover it.
So
I think
what do you guys think?
If it were up to me,
Go ahead, Oliver.
and I trust Droll. I think he's honorable. I would just be upfront and tell him everything. I believe he's been good to us. Now, I do understand Thadon's point of the information we're giving not matching up if they go into the Fey realm with how chaotic and ever-changing that place is. But we can be upfront about that as well and let them know that was explained to us while we were there. It was constantly changing. So if we tell him that up front, I don't think he's gonna be caught off guard when things maybe aren't exactly as we experience them. I'm probably not a good one to do negotiating, leveraging information, because I will just say everything that happened in truth. So if you're trying to get more from him, I'll leave that up to you, Thadon and Wink and Enzo and Waldo. You guys are much better at understanding how to get the most out of situations. I think it's a good idea talking to Enzo's father about the kind of guy Droll is. Even though I suspect him to be honorable, that doesn't mean that that's true. It would be nice to know his long-term goals, his motivations, whether or not we can really, really trust him before we go to him with that kind of information.
The goblins have a saying: once you've spent your seed, the seed is spent, and there's no putting it back where it came from. This secret, if it is indeed one of these mythical swords, is a secret like very few in this world, I suspect. It's not about trusting Droll, it's trusting all hell. He may be honorable, his friends or those you'd want to tell this to, less honorable. I'm just saying, the secret is yours. The sword is yours. I am not the one to make this decision, but I think perhaps you are all not weighing how heavily the secret may actually be, and that when you tell one person, you maybe tell 5 actually.
Right. Which is why I shouldn't be the one to be given this information. And it is Enzo's sword. It's not my information to give. Yeah, I'll do whatever you guys think is best on that.
Well, I think we
The
should all
sword
make.
was just floating in midair, so it wasn't in a holster as far as I can remember. So I don't know if they would, how they would deduce that would have been there. But I don't know.
I do want you guys to know that because I'm traveling with you, if the word gets out, we're all targets, not just me. And I want to make sure everybody is comfortable with whatever happens, because we're all going to have targets if that information gets out. It's the same with the portal, if it's still available, of course, that if they gets out that we found it, that we might be targets as well because of the possibilities that it might offer. I have never heard of another portal that might, always be available in this realm. So not that I know everything, but I do read a lot of books.
Well, a champion of Bahamut would never turn his back on his friends. So I accept the danger that this information brings. Now I'm happy to be alongside you through and through. But you do bring up a good point about the mine owner. I think his name was Papa Liao. Maybe. Something like that. And I would be curious to know if he knew about Octarius's tomb. Because it wasn't that hidden.
Well, they clearly don't know if anybody can just go in there and everything was still there. It didn't look like there was lots of traffic going in and out of that place.
Well, it was abandoned, right? Maybe he knew about it and then just kind of closed it down.
Area. If you have your shopper's card, scan it now. Scan your shopper's card or Kroger Pay.
Someone's at fries.
Who is it? What are we getting?
All right. So
Anyway,
Waldo,
maybe
Wink,
we ask your dad about that.
Get on.
About Papa Lieo.
yeah, I don't
Seems
know
like
what he
everyone's
knows.
given their opinion.
I've never met. So if you guys are okay with that, I'll talk to my dad privately, see what information I can get, and then we can move on from there.
Sure.
Sounds great.
All right, let's head over to oh, we're already here. Let's why don't you guys get some food and drinks, and I'll pull my dad off to the side. And then wherever my dad is, I'll look for him and see if I
Dad's
can
in the
have a chat
kitchens,
with him.
as always.
All right. Hey, Dad, would you guys have a few minutes? I'd like to talk to you.
He'll wipe the sweat from his brow and then wipe his hands on his apron and look attentive.
Can we go someplace private?
He'll chuckle and say, "This is a private kitchen."
Yes, but people come in and out of here. This is something important.
He'll tell you that I'll have to wait to the end of the night then because he's cooking stuff. Unless you just want to talk about it now.
I'll go up to him and look around and see if there's anybody, and I'll check out the door, see if there's how busy it is, see if there's anybody that's going to come in and out. If it's early in the night, it's usually not too busy now, but I just want to
Correct. It's not too busy.
no new tables that might put an order in or something. Go up to him and say, Dad, how trustworthy, how much do you trust Droll?
He'll chuckle and he'll say, "Well, I trust him quite a lot, son. I helped pay for his schooling as a favor because he's a good friend of mine."
So you've known him for a long time then?
I've known him since he got here, since he was a young lad. And yeah, he's always been ambitious and honorable. He even worked here for a time before you were born. Didn't I ever tell you that?
No, you didn't. I knew you were friends and I'd met him, you know, a couple times, but nothing. I didn't know how close you were.
Well, we haven't been as close as of late. You know, it comes with the job description of what Droll does. He's just, you probably don't know this, but he's rarely here. He actually travels quite a lot.
Yes, we've noticed that he has the power to come and go as he pleases. Would you trust him with your life?
Well, of course, son.
No, like literally, would you trust him with secrets or something that could really change the course of yours or mom's or my lives?
He will look at you concerned and say, "What is this about, son?"
I can't tell you what it's about exactly. Let's just say when I was gone, we ran across some information that's very important and not well known. And I just want to know if he's someone I can go to with something that could be very, very dangerous.
I would always think if something is as important as what you allude to being, that it should be trusted with our Baron and our court wizard. Those in charge should have the right to know of this information so they can best protect us.
But what if it was information that if they told somebody that can put our lives and many others' lives in danger? If they told the wrong the wrong person.
We cannot control who tells others information that we pass along if they deem it so. But if they need to know this information, then they should be told it. What they do with it is up to them.
And what about the Baron? Do you know him well?
I do not. He's come in here times. Marcelo.
You're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. After Marcelo, I didn't hear anything.
He's a good man. He sticks up for what he believes in.
Okay. What about motivation? What motivates Droll?
Protecting the city, of course.
As
It's
a
duty.
person? Does he have vices like women or drugs or anything that is?
I mean, you've met the man. You tell
Have
me,
you-
have you seen anything that would hint at these types of things? He's a man of duty. He's a man of his word. What more can I say to you, son?
You could tell me that I could trust him 100%, or you could tell him I could trust him.
I have told you I trust him with my life, son.
Okay.
Is my life not worth 100%?
Would you trust him with mom's life?
What's the difference? Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, sometimes you'd be a little more flamboyant with your life than a loved one. Okay. Thank you. My friends are out there tonight, so I'm going to be with them. Is that other group coming in that you told me about?
I believe Elistraee has her concert starting at 7. I think that's
All
when
right.
she booked the stage. You'll have to talk to your mother. I just cooked the food.
All right, Dad. I'm going to give him a hug. Tell him thanks.
Love you, son. Proud of you.
Oh, by the way, I may be leaving again soon. So just a heads up. You might not see me around for a while.
Don't forget to write.
I'll do what I can. I hear it's a little dangerous these days using ravens. So I'll do what I can.
Okay, well, if you're leaving, please see me before you leave.
I will.
You'll get back to cooking.
Okay. Then I'll turn and walk back to you guys, and I'll let you guys know what he said. So my dad seems to think he's as honorable as it gets, and he trusts him with his life. And I guess they're pretty close, much closer than I expected, because he also said that he paid for his schooling. So that's surprising. I didn't know they were so close.
Did he say why?
I didn't ask. I was just trying to make sure he was busy cooking, and I was trying to make sure that he was an upfront and honest guy, and he seems to be, according to my father.
What is he cooking?
He was cooking goat.
Ooh,
That
Goat
sounds nice.
roasted vegetables.
Oh yeah.
Enzo,
Yep.
when would you think would be the proper time to introduce your father into our fine brewer on the Fey side? From the Fey side?
Ooh, we also have that brew
bacteria.
that we have, don't we? That we need to do
Exact-
something with.
Yes, I forgot about it while we
Yeah.
were chatting with Droll, but I think he might have a spell to bring it back from its small size. Give us a full size.
I could talk to him now. I mean, it's not real busy. Now would be the best time, but what would you like me to do you want to meet him and talk to him about it?
Well, if he's not too busy, I think it's a fine opportunity, and I think he might be interested in a brew that could bring more fame and wealth into your house, into your inn here within
Yeah.
the city.
If you'd like, we can go in there now. It's slow, so if you'd like to meet him.
All right, let's do.
Anybody else want to join us?
Oh, however, I want to have him be able to sample it, and we still have it in our shrunken size. I wonder if maybe it'd be better for us to go and try and get it unshrunk first. See if Droll can't help us out with that.
That is true.
You
Because
really have to taste the brew to really know the quality of it.
yes, a drop out of there would probably be a gallon in the real world, huh?
Yes.
Oh, I got
My
a
thoughts
quick
exactly.
question.
Yep.
Bo, in your world, I know sometimes we can forget our memories about it. I don't know if you wanted to, if that, don't worry about it. I am technically metagaming.
I didn't understand the first half of your question.
So in the general D&D lore, usually after your memories of the Feywild can go foggy after an indeterminate amount of time. Normally, again, your world happens the way you want it to. I was just curious if that was potentially something we would have to worry about role playing this business deal, if we would remember it or maybe start losing our memories of it now, or if it's something just not to worry about.
Your memories seem clear right now.
Sounds
As to
good.
if your characters would know that they would fade, I don't think they would know.
Well, while we're just sitting here, Waldo.
I would love to go and see how he cooks.
Oh, okay. I had something else in mind, but that sounds fun.
Oh, what were you going to ask me?
That's fine. Your idea sounds funner. I was just
Well-
gonna see if you wanted to do a little test of strength with me.
Oh, okay. With your legs?
With the arms.
Oh,
Have you ever done this before?
this?
Interlock my hands, Waldo. Yes. Okay. I'll count of 3. We're gonna try and push each other's arms to the table. You ready?
Yeah.
Someone count us off.
What do we roll? Just strength?
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it. You guys ready?
I rolled low.
I'll hold your
All right.
hands together. And I'll be like,
Athletics, I
I'll look
guess,
at you
but-
both in the eyes and I'll say, all right, you ready? 1,
Ready.
2,
Give it your best, Waldo.
3.
I rolled a 6.
15.
What did you roll?
6.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Waldo. You put up a good fight, mate. Anyone else want to challenge the dragon?
Oh, hold on. Let me see what my abilities are. I might want to challenge you.
Your squire is going to volunteer.
Oh boy.
You know, Ivan and I tried this, and it didn't work out great for Ivan.
You will find that I am much stronger than Sir Ivan was.
Well, I guess we'll find out, shall we?
Is
All right, grip it tight. Give it your best, Blasius. I don't want any excuses.
I'll do the same and I'll hold both your hands.
what's your strength score, Olivax?
18.
Okay.
Okay, I'll hold both your hands and look at both of you and say, are you both ready?
Ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Bahamut! rolled a 2. 6 total.
I also have a 6 total.
Oh my goodness, they're dead.
Gracias.
It's a deadlock.
We roll again, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's try again. Why don't you guys switch arms? Because that one was you probably got tired after fighting through that. Let's go with left-handed. All right, you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Give me strength, Grandmaster. 12.
Natural 1.
Oh,
I smash a glass as I put it down. If I'm allowed to.
you need to work on your offhand strength. It's weak. If you're gonna serve Grandmaster to the fullest, you need 2 strong arms. Well-rounded.
He will not. He looks at be taking in your words.
Anyone else? That on?
I will.
You
I'll
challenge
give it,
me on everything else.
I'll give it a go. However,
No funny
right,
business.
funny business. What do I look like to you? A cat, and I'll cast Tasha's hideous laughter as like the go like happens. That's what I'll make the joke to try to cast Tasha's hideous laughter at that comment.
What is that's a save, right?
Yes, it's a wisdom save.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll succeed. I'm not very good at this.
Well, I don't know. I rolled a 2 and a 6 just now. Okay, here we go. It's a 12.
That's exactly what you needed, unfortunately for me.
Okay, it's a funny joke. Uh-huh.
All right, again.
Come on, Thadon.
All right, was it athletics?
I think it was I was just doing strength.
Yeah,
The strength. Excellent. I'm +0 at both of those, so I guess I have to hard roll beat you.
All right, here we go.
Count us down.
D&D Beyond says a 10.
I am gripping especially hard on this one.
Yeah, Olivek's the difference between the Don and everyone else is his arm is like way longer than everyone else's arm. So like your wrist is like already starting like this because of how long his arm is. It's just like flops over yours.
If possible, I'll try to use Mage Hand to give myself a little bit of an advantage because it's invisible.
With that,
Probably has really long fingers too, so they probably wrap all the way
so
around.
with that, you'll get a plus 2 because of just the difference in length. So
that's not gonna matter.
Not gonna matter.
That's not gonna matter at all.
Okay.
The 21, baby. I'm gonna slam your hand so hard on the table. Oh, I'm gonna drool. I'm gonna stare into your eyes. You lost that on.
And I'll just smile as I'm like rubbing my hand and just be like, well, didn't really expect to win anyway. But you know, you have to try things you're not necessarily good at. I'll be like, oh, a little necessary there, Olivex.
Some people just can't handle the strength.
Oh,
But good match.
Hold on. Do I have a dagger? I'm gonna see if I have a dagger in my inventory.
That's not the
I
question.
do. I am going to do a little sleight of hand to make like a dagger appear, like at a semi-vital spot of Olivex. No obvious thing of like going to use it for a sleight of hand to make this look cool. 12 total, so not super cool. Maybe it beats his passive perception, but
Yeah, you do.
so I'll do a cool little sleight of hand thing, make the dagger appear, and then I'll like boop your nose and like point down to the dagger and just be like, remember, Olivex, it's not always strength that wins the day. I'm gonna just resheath the like flick my wrist to make the dagger disappear again. But be like, but in terms of this duel, and I will do like a big bow, I have been defeated.
You are the kind of guy that would bring a knife to a fist fight.
I am the guy that will walk away for that fist fight too. As I walk away.
That's pretty on brand.
I have an idea. Can I go again?
Oh yes. Oh boy. Turn into a
Sure.
bear. Turn into a bear.
That's what I'm gonna do. I need some room. I'll scoot the chair. So I'm not
Oh,
sitting.
okay. We're using our whole bodies.
And I'll match you, just thinking you're just trying to put
Well,
more
you
body.
get- I'll grab your arm and then I'll change into a bear.
Oh,
It's gonna
no.
push. If anyone's too close, I'll just like slide to the side.
What happens to my hand if you turn into a bear and I'm holding it?
You're just holding a giant bear claw now.
My arm lifts off the table.
I'll try to
Uh-oh.
put it on the table.
This is a problem.
All right. We got one more.
All right, this might be my last.
Yeah. All of X, you ready?
Oh no.
Hey, I rolled a 12 plus bear is 4. So
I rolled a natural 1.
oh,
Wow.
Well,
The bear over the dragon, huh?
After
I'll
you
just look
turn
at
to
you
a
for
bear,
a second and then I'll lick you in the face.
I wouldn't be so impressed there, Waldo. I'm pretty sure I wore him out.
one of the people are going to come in and shout at you to get that bear out of here. What are you doing? They're going to look very upset.
he's my friend.
Very upset.
They will shout that they do not allow animals in here and to get out.
I thought we were in our room. I guess we're in the main part.
You're in like an off branch of this tower.
So everyone just sees.
Yeah, there aren't like
I'll
party rooms.
I'll just turn to them and be
I'll
like,
try
it's
to walk
okay,
around-
it's
I'll walk
okay.
around the corner and hopefully no one's there. Then I'll just change back.
Oh, well played, Waldo. The champion.
I'll lift your hand up in the air.
This
Oh,
guy.
What a good game.
Indeed. If you think of any more, we should play him sometime. I like games.
So we go over to Enzo's dad again, Enzo and Wink.
He was gonna wait until we got the drink larger so he could
Okay.
taste it.
I think Waldo wanted to see him cook. If that's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean it's still slow. Waldo, does anybody else want a little tour?
I'll take a tour.
Oh, come on, guys.
Show the kitchen and then show you guys around.
Yeah, if it won't interrupt the flow of things. That would be lovely.
All right. Well, I guess it's just us three then. Let's go. And I'll take them for a little tour. You want to, Bo, describe what they're seeing?
Yeah, you guys have seen most of the ground floor of this tavern, or not tavern of the tavern. Like when you first walk in the door, there's tables. There's probably like 8 tables that go to the front, and then there's a L-shaped bar at the end. And then if you keep walking through, there's like a back side where you guys are sitting, and there's an other side of the back where it's kind of like more discreet, where you're not like in the hustle and bustle. And then if you walk out, like keep going straight, it opens up into a back kitchen area that has a back door to like the alleyway, and that's where Enzo's dad is. And there's like a bunch of like bagged and barreled food, and Enzo's dad's back there. You also see people coming and going, like servers. Also in the front is where there's 2 stores where it's the tallest, and there's like huge barrels that they have on their sides with the tap inside of them. So that's what you guys would see. There are some rooms on the top floor, like that, where their family lives and where other people stay. So that's what you would get. And as you guys approach Enzo's dad, he's going to turn and he is going to say this phrase. And the voice that he says it in is in like a voice that you do not recognize, Enzo. He's going to say, in a place where the dust waves crash, by the Queen Creek's sacred shore, a seed sprouts of destiny, a child forevermore. Our omnipotent maker, cunning and brave at heart, shall be the guide and guardian, ensuring a hopeful start. And then it will just go back to like whatever he was doing.
Does he, besides the voice, did his eyes the same, or
Everything looks
his
the same. Just his
mannerisms?
voice, wasn't his voice.
All right, I'll be like, Dad, what'd you say?
Oh, he
I've
does
never heard that
poetry.
before.
What? What, son? What'd you
What
need?
did you just say? I never heard you say that phrase before, or that poem.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, well,
I'm just working here. Prepping for tonight. Should be busy. Midweek.
okay. Well, guys, this is my dad. Dad, this is Waldo
I'm
and
Waldo.
Olivex.
Pleasure to meet you. You have a fine establishment here.
Your food smells really good.
And it tastes delicious as well.
I'll give its thanks. I'll blush a little bit.
Waldo here wanted to see what you were making. He's very interested in food.
I like to make food and eat it too.
He'll chuckle and say eating is the best part.
How many pots do you have?
He'll look at you like bewildered, like, I don't know, 100.
Wow. Do you know how to play the pots?
I don't think I've ever tried to do that.
Hmm. Weird.
Waldo, what do you mean by playing the pots? You mean like musically?
Yeah, you make a song and dance.
Wow. That sounds unique.
In Willowdale, we have pot players, and it sounds nice.
Are they like those musicians on the street that like to play more jiggy music?
We don't have streets, but they play in the village. Mostly during a happy time.
Sounds like a good time. You would try some of that goat?
May I?
You'll
Hey, Dad, is that goat ready? Can we get a sample?
it's your thing. He'll flip you a piece.
I'll put it on a plate and let Olivex and Waldo have a piece. We can share.
It's perfection. What is your secret?
Decadence.
The secret is there is no secret.
Wow.
Well, you always were a man of very sophisticated words, Dad. All right, well, let's get back, and I'm sure now it's starting to fill up more.
You guys have been here for like an hour at this point.
So it's like 6:30 or something.
5 or 6. Yep, more people are coming in as the sun starts to go down. People are leaving the plaza, making their stop in to get a drink before they go home. Leave the gates.
Wasn't that other group gonna be here too?
Yeah, supposedly they're going to be here a little later. One of them is a bard. She's going to be playing music starting at 7. So in an hour or so.
I hope they like me.
You're a likable fella. All right, well, let's get going. Do you guys want something from the bar on the way out?
I'm good. Thanks, though.
Oh, yes, please. I'd like to take something light and flavorful.
Oh, hey, Wink. Didn't even know you were here. Sure, let's pick you something up.
Of course.
I'll even make it for you. What would you like?
Oh, like I said, something surprise me. Something light and flavorful.
Like fruity or herby or
Fruity, please.
do you want like a wine or like a mixed drink?
A mixed drink, please. That would be great.
Enzo's going to make you a bog grog, which is a mix of rum, orange juice, and fermented herbs.
And I'll shake it up so it's real frothy and pour it over a chunk of ice for you.
Ah, lovely. Thank you. This is quite nice.
Yeah, anytime. That's what I used to do. Well, let's head back.
And so what was that thing with your dad? Does he have like a condition?
No, I've never seen that before, honestly, and I really don't know what it is. He clearly didn't know he did it. He's usually a pretty straightforward guy, and he wouldn't lie about something like that. So I don't know what that was.
Wait, did your dad say he paid for Magic Man's schooling?
As in Droll, yeah.
How could he afford that on just the budget of this inn? Isn't magic school very expensive?
It's a tavern, and we do pretty well here. We're always busy, and we're, probably, my guess is we're as busy and large as anybody else in the city.
Still, to have that kind of extra money laying around is quite impressive, actually.
Yeah, I mean, both my parents are very into helping others when they can. That's why I spent so much time at Ita's, to make sure, the poor, well, we always send all of our extra food over there, or, if we get a good deal, we'll buy food for them and make sure that there's always food for the poor. Just something I grew up doing.
Well, I shall pray for your father. I don't know what's going on with him, but that almost sounded like possession.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
like he was controlled or possessed.
It scares me a little bit that someone would go through the effort at that time to pass on whatever message that word. Did you guys catch everything that was said?
The dust in the wind, or the queen by a shore.
Yeah, I got it all. I can repeat it if you want, or we could just.
Well, let's go somewhere quiet. We could talk about it.
Yeah.
I
don't
have
know
some
what
time
any
to
of it
kill. Do you guys want to go up to the rooms and relax, or do you want to stay down here?
I'm fine with whatever.
Wink, Waldo, Olivex, the Don. What'd you like to do?
What would I like to do?
Yeah, we could head upstairs to the rooms and relax for now, or we could wait. It's the music's going to start around 7, so we got a little over an hour, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to build trust with you guys, so I will not be hiding in my plans. I plan on using this hour to try to see if I can meet many people in the underground here, the more unspeakable cut purse types, just to see if there's anything they've heard about this Black Iron Pact or Black Chain Pact, whatever garbage they're spewing, to try to get a little bit, see if word is spread over here, if they know some stuff that maybe the goody two-shoes types haven't picked up on. The more information we have, the more we know what our enemy is planning, the better for us.
Okay. So are you leaving to do that? Or are you hanging out with them? Just asking around the tavern?
Sounds like he's just like floating around the tavern, chit-chatting. Getting some local gossip.
Okay. In that case, did I make a perception check if you're trying to like listen in on people's conversations?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do it just in this tavern. I would probably not do it in this tavern. I probably would look for a little bit more less
Okay.
reputable.
Yeah, that's what I
place.
asked. Okay, so if you're leaving, then roll an investigation check to see if you can like determine where to go. You do have a contact in the underground, so I don't know if you which one to go to talk to him.
Ooh, yeah, that works for me. That's a 21 total with the investigation.
Okay. Yeah, you're usually able to locate this guy. You know his name is Dodge, and he's a member of the Gold Buttons.
My good Sir Dodge, it's so nice to. I've been gone for a while. I was happy to see that you're still here.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Well, you know me and my brother, we're the cockroaches of the underground. Never can seem to get rid of us, and no one ever seems to really want us.
True words have never been
sad,
spoken. But you are effective to some degree. What can I do for you?
Well, as I've said, been gone a while. It seems that there's been a mighty big political upheaval with this Ragnar, the Invincible, and his Black Iron Pact or Black Chain Pact, and curious to see what all of you are planning to do about it.
We are doing nothing about it because there's nothing to be done, at least not here yet. There are some killings that have been happening.
Oh,
Some of them have been by us against those that worship this Ragnar. Saint Ragnar the Invincible, they call him. But their influence hasn't reached this far north quite yet, so there isn't much for us to do. Luckily, we seem to have some leaders with some spine who haven't signed it, but for the rest of our fellow cities cannot say the same, and unfortunately, we can't take anybody out if there's no one in the city to take out.
so you say this city is pretty purged then of spies and the like.
From what we have gathered, yes, but things are being shook down because apparently dude who owns the mine may not be who he says he is, but we haven't been able to confirm or deny these claims, and it's taken us quite a bit of time. So if you want to look into it, go for it. And if you get caught, keep your mouth shut about who told you this information, as you know.
My lips are a mithril trap, my good friend. But is there a particular reward out if I do get this information back to you?
Do you have something that can be confirmed? I'm sure that my boss could make it worth your while.
Excellent. Well, my friends and I find ourselves in influential circles in the nicer parts of town. Much to my chagrin, they do not. They have enough spine, I suppose, but I think this will be a fun little diversion. What was this fellow's name? And his potential other name?
We don't know what his other potential name is, but the owner's last name is House Papaleo is the owner.
House Papaleo.
He's pretty hard to infiltrate as he's very, very cautious.
What kind of traps or security have you run into that I should keep an eye out for?
No traps, just no information to be found. He is quite aloof.
Interesting. What the remaining recourse if we happen to free this man from the confines of his own home and brought him to you for the tenderest of questioning? Do you think there be any recourses from that house, or?
Yeah, there definitely would be, as he owns most of the mines in the city. If you were to go missing, and the mines were to stop, or to riots, or something else worse, it could be quite a hit to our delicate little family we have here.
Never do things the easy way. Okay. Well, thank you so much for the information, and I will hopefully be getting back to you very shortly with progress on this potential deceiver.
I don't count on it.
Well, you shouldn't. You got me. And I'll after that I'll give him like whatever a little sign is, and I'll head back to everyone else.
Sounds good. Are you guys, is the rest of the group, you guys just hanging out until the time comes when the other group is supposed to arrive? Or are you guys wanting to go do anything before the sun?
I was gonna head up to my room and change and
Yeah. Okay.
I would certainly like to go shopping today. I'd like to get some component parts as well as replenish my supply of magical ink and other magical things.
Okay. You have heard quite a bit about Fran's Fortuitous Froths, which seems to be the potion / components shop in town. And when you walk in, there are like drying herbs everywhere. It's almost like a rainforest in here. There's so much humidity and plants. All the bottles have like tons of dust on them, and it's not really clean. The ground is wet from like water being sprayed on some of the plants, or like buckets thrown to just get things wet. And the proprietor is like big glasses, red hair. It comes to just past her shoulders, and it looks like someone had like rubbed her hair, and so her hair's all frizzy, and she's wearing like just a normal looking plain gray cloak. And she says, what can I do you for?
Hello, dearest. I could use some resupplying. We recently used some of my components. I'm looking for some magical charcoal, incense, and herbs for summoning a familiar.
Yes, find a familiar. I am aware. And she will lead you over, and there's like small burlap sacks, which has like a pack of like exactly what you're looking for. As if like this is like a sort of common spell that people know. So they're looking for incense and charcoal. And she'll tell you the 50 gold pieces. I believe that's what the thing calls for. Maybe it's less, 10 gold pieces. I don't remember.
Yes, 10
You have
gold
to tell me.
pieces
Okay.
is for per summoning. So I'll take 2 of those. I'll take 20 gold's worth.
Okay, she'll grab two packs. Anything else?
Yes, as far as the magical ink goes, what do you have on hand?
Magical ink.
I'm not sure. Yes. I'd perhaps like maybe 50 gold coin of that.
50 gold pieces, you say? That'll get you about a pint worth of ink, which is quite a bit.
Oh, that seems like a good deal. Can I roll an intuition because I'm not really sure how much it's supposed to be worth.
Yeah, go for it.
Hopefully I know better as a marketeer. Let's see.
You
Oh,
do
it's okay.
would know
I got
that
an 11
magical
for my.
paper is also part of the equation as well.
Yes, I need some of that too. Yes. Could I also get some magical paper then?
Of course.
How about I
What'd you roll
spend?
on your insight?
I rolled an 11 for my insight.
Okay. Seems correct. Are you needing a book or just parchment?
I have a book. So does that mean I need parchment as well?
Is your
DM?
book full? She'll ask.
No, I've got more space.
Then no, you do not need more. Are you planning on making scrolls, young man?
It's possible. I could use a
Yes,
couple
you want one
sheets just in
parchment.
case I need a scroll.
That's about one parchment per scroll. So how many scrolls would you like or are planning on making? It comes in stacks of 10 or stacks of 5.
How much is a stack of 5?
Stack of 5 is 5 gold pieces, and a stack of 10 is 9 gold pieces.
Ooh, I love a deal.
It is.
Let's see. Let's go for it. I'll take the 9.
9 it is.
The 10 for 9.
Oh, the 10 for 9. The 10 for 9. The pint of ink, and the 2 bundles of Find Familiar. Anything else?
That'll be all. Thank you.
That will be all. Okay. And she will ask for the 20. What did I say the ink was? She'll ask for the required amount.
I think 50, 20, 70. Yeah, 70.
70 it
Oh,
is.
wait. And then $20 for the other stuff. So 90 gold. Oof, big spender.
This should last you years to come. If you need more,
I sure hope so.
Find Familiar, please let me know.
Thank you very much. Do you happen to have a brass brazier for summoning my familiar?
A brazier, I do not. However, you might be able to find that at Torre Steel. They're the local forge in town, as you well know.
So there isn't like a community brass brazier for people to summon their familiars on?
It is quite common, but I do not sell them.
That is fine. I will seek it elsewhere. I appreciate your business.
Before you go, she is going to. Oh, what the heck happened? Sorry, 1 second, please. That page is loading. She is going to just have a blank stare, and she is going to say the following. The goddess is gentle and wise, her spirit shining bright, shall nurture with love and magic light, growing the seed with all her might. From their union, a second child shall come, a miracle to behold, blessed with powers untold, a future waiting to unfold.
Am I the child of prophecy?
What? What you
I
say?
always knew I was meant for greater things. That poem you just spoke out loud.
What poems? I don't like the written word.
Interesting. Is anyone else here with me in my group, or am I the only one? Does anyone else follow me?
Did not bring anyone. It's just you.
All right. Well, fascinating. I'll just lock that away in my steel trap of a mind and remember probably 20% of it. No, I'll try and jot some down actually. While I'm sitting there, I'll just kind of be like, I've learned that I should probably pay attention to these interesting sayings. Reminds me of our Feywild encounters. And I will just be contemplating what she spoke about as I head back towards the group.
Sounds good. Anyone else want to do any shopping before the night falls? Cool beans. So it's around 6:30-ish when a lot of people start coming in. It starts getting really full around this time. You do, Enzo, I don't know if you're coming out when it start to get busier, or if you're just waiting until the concert to come out of your room, because you're the only one who would recognize other members of the group.
I would just change and switch out some things in my room and put my stuff away, of course. I guess I already did that before. And then head down from there. I wouldn't spend too much. Maybe I would spend a little time reading my new book that I got. Just take a look at it.
And what book is that one more time? What's the name of the
I will tell you in just a second.
title? So I can give you a rundown.
It is called The Haunted Castle.
The Haunted Castle by Caterina de Venezia. You read, it's pretty short, so you're able to read it pretty quickly. It talks about someone named, the main character, whose name is Endolfon. He goes by Cicco, and Ramses are hired to investigate a spooky castle that has been abandoned for years. They soon discover that the castle is haunted by the ghost of a former lord who is seeking revenge on his treacherous family members. To put the ghost to rest, Cicco and Crazy Eight is what he calls Ramses, who's his familiar pet octopus, must uncover.
Ramses dance at the parties?
He does. To put the ghost to rest, they must uncover the truth behind the family's betrayal and confront the treacherous spirit. So it's very short. There's lots of art in the book, which is why they're so rare, is because it takes forever for an artist to transfer that type of thing. Anyways, but it's really good. I guess you can decide whether you like it more than The Cursed Treasure, which is the first book.
I imagine like looking around my room and seeing like possibly having like a poster or like a painting of the octopus Crazy Eight, because that's my favorite character, and just like, man, this is even better than the first one. Before we leave, I'm gonna drop this off at my book club so they can read it while we're gone.
Awesome. Okay, so since you guys are, let me share my screen so you guys can see what this other party looks like as they come in. I need to make this bigger so you can't see certain things. Okay, sharing my screen now. So the first people that arrive are two dwarfs. They look like this, what you see before you. Their names are Grim and Grom, and they are very boisterous and loud, and they love to drink, and they order like a bunch of drinks all at once, and they're like the life of the party. Then you see the bard, whose name is Elistraee. She's a drow elf, and she plays the violin. You then see this guy, whose name is, I wrote it down, Silaki Fireheart. You know that, Enzo, you know he is the one who is dating Farrah Sharp, who works at the tavern. He's more quiet and reserved. There's a golden dragonborn that enters with like a ferret-looking familiar. And lastly, there is this elf guy with a big pack and scrolls, and he doesn't have an owl with him, but that's what you guys see. And they're all sitting together. The elf is kind of quiet by himself, not really talking to the rest of the group. It's really just the dwarves that are doing most of the talking. And Elistraee, the drow, is off talking to other people. You guys are in the back, so you guys would have to come out to talk to them or introduce yourselves.
Yeah, we could come and sit somewhere near, or I'll ask everybody, you guys want to go listen to the music, get a table and watch?
Bueller.
Anyone? Olivax? Badon?
Of course, I'd love to listen in.
Sure.
I'm a partaker of the arts.
As you guys approach, they will one of the dwarves, redheaded dwarves, will call out to you guys and say, "Hey, you're the son of this tavern. I knew I recognized you." And he's talking to you, Enzo.
Do I recognize him?
You recognize, you've never seen these people in the flesh, but you've heard of them.
Okay. Yes, it's me. I am Enzo. I've heard about you as well. Nothing but good things, of course. Do you mind if we sit at this table? And there's an open table next to him.
Oh, there's room at their table. Yes, please join us. We would love to have you. I am Grom, the better looking of us.
Clearly.
Brother's name is Grim.
I'm Waldo. It's nice to meet everybody. What's
They
your
will-
ferret's name?
What did you say?
What's your ferret's name?
My ferret's name is, one second, I have it written down. Pull it up. I call him Brewster.
Brewster?
Brewster.
He doesn't even have feathers. That's a funny one.
I think you said Brewster, not Rooster, Waldo.
Oh, well, it would have been funny.
Well,
Does
I
he
am
have
Enzo.
treats? I'll give him my little something like animal food. Try to get him to come close.
Give him some seeds that you carry with you.
Get him to hop onto the table a little close to me.
But I'll let them know I am Enzo. As you know, my parents own this amazing establishment. And then I'll introduce everybody. This is the Don, Wink, Tink, and of course, Olivex.
The Dragonborn will then stand up and say, "I am Aurelius Goldscale. It is right to meet a fellow Dragonborn." What do you call yourselves? We are the Falchiere.
I don't think we have a name other than we're better than you. Does that sound about right, everybody?
Whoa.
Maybe not that name either from the sounds of it.
Now I feel weird.
The wizard will laugh and say, "Do you really think you have what it takes to overcome our accomplishments?"
If the question is directed at me, the answer is almost certainly. But Waldo is a nervous man. He's a nervous verbal. He is quite shy, quite humble. But I've never met a wiser being in all my many years of travel.
Really?
Really, Waldo?
Oh, wow.
You know, it's so peculiar that you say that because Droll approached me not yet an hour ago and discussed some sort of competition between us, and unfortunately, he has no foresights to see what an actual competition is. So I believe we should discuss what we think should be the punishments to whoever loses, because just not winning, that's not going to cut it with us.
Oh, this is exciting. This was indeed my proposal. Sadly, this is a group dynamic, and I look to my compatriots. What What saith you, my friends, in this competition, potential competition?
Well, what are you thinking?
We want to leverage more money, more valuables on the table, or are you talking about some form of strange punishment that none of us really have any interest in risking against?
The Dragonborn will stand and say, "If you cannot be shamed, you cannot be honored."
He has a good point, guys. You guys in your shame and honor, they do go hand in hand.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. What do you have in mind?
Well, you see, I am okay with doing some sort of financial gain, some reputational gain, or maybe we could do some sort of bargain. You put up a magic item, we put up a magic item, or you pick out one of our magic items and we pick out one of your magic items, or some sort of combination. We are up for anything.
I'm definitely, you'd have to come up with your own, but I think if we won, you would have to admit that we're better than you. To just the city, or not the city. That's rude. You'd have to proclaim it. That'd be rude. But just the people who have hired you, you could say thank you for your previous work. We must admit that when we come up with a name, you'll have to say that are just better than us. It's a shame that we gave you this subpar accomplishments, but next time you should go to them. Tell your friends. You would, of course, come up with one that we would have to say in response, contrary to that. But I think that sounds good personally, and that would make me happy. I don't know about the rest of you, my friends.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do something as simple as and prideful as that, we can do that. Or I don't know what else we have on the table right now. I mean, that's okay with me. But we just need to make sure that whatever the competition is, it's relatively fair. As of now, it's we don't even really know what's going on. We don't know what your competition is.
Oh, don't worry about that. I have that taken care of. You see, Droll was trying to give us separate tasks, but I've convinced him otherwise. It will now be whoever can kill one of the lieutenants first will be the winner, which is much more straightforward. I don't know why he just didn't do that earlier. He always has to make things so complicated.
So is it kill the lieutenant? How are we gonna know who killed it first? Is it whoever gets your back first after killing?
Whoever kills it first and can provide proof to Droll first. How we do that is up to us.
Yes, understandable.
However, I don't think pride is enough. Just admitting to Droll that the other was bested is not enough. I don't think. I think it could be maybe more of a financial burden, or maybe some sort of item as collateral. I think that would be nice. What do you guys think?
Oh, Waldo, I know you were looking to grow a garden. My other friend, Wink here, is interested in growing a business. Enzo is looking to, I guess, get glory and a name widespread. Olivax here is looking to upkeep the statutes of Bahamut and his good name, set it forth to the land. Do you have any magic items that maybe could help one or more of my friends in acquiring their dreams, so to speak?
That is a very vague thing, but of course we can do some of these things. That is quite easy. I mean, we have Elistraee, who's one of the most talented bards you'll ever see. Here in a few moments, you'll get to witness her greatness, but we can spread the word like no one else, which is why our reputation is far outshone yours.
That's so interesting. Okay. Well, my friends, would you rather be willing to give up gold or a magic item? to our
Why not
would-be-
both?
or both? Again, I would love if I was in charge. We would already be done with negotiations, but it's not a one-man show, not a one bugbear show. My companions, what are you willing to gain from these future losers?
They be our friends.
Oh, Waldo. Look at this guy. Look at him like look at his face. Look at him.
Of course we can be friends. When we win, you can tend to our gardens for us if you'd like.
You have a garden?
We will have a garden, yes, very soon.
Where?
If you look up at the mountain when the sun rises, you'll see it.
It rises with the sun?
Does anyone else, can someone else interpret what he's trying to say?
I'll see the garden with the sun when it rises.
What about you, Elf? You are very quiet. Do you let this bugbear always talk for you?
Waldo, it's the watchtower. The watchtower that will win. If that's what they're talking about, you'll be able to tend to it regardless.
Oh, you refer to me or Enzo?
I'm talking to you, Elf. He is a hat.
Well, I do love some friendly competition, and I find myself lacking in the department of financial stability and comfort, which I'm not comfortable with that. I was once a grand caravaneer, had quite the merchant caravan that I utilized across this land, but a series of misfortunate events have occurred to me, and so if you want to be so helpful on my journey as to provide me with provisions and magical items, I won't stop you. I think that is a great plan for us to bet some of our acquired wealth. I think we do have some potent items, some clever weaponry that we could potentially put on the line.
Elistraee will talk, the drow, and she will say, in that case, so do we pick and you pick one of ours? Do we want to do a group of things? Do we want to just how do we want to do this?
I will pull out let me find it first. I will pull out my Pride Silk outfit, which is the most valuable thing that I own. It is valued on D&D as 500 gold. It is my one article of clothing that I walked away with when I lost my wealth and fortune. And I will place it on the table. And I will also cast, oh frick yeah, I will also cast Distort Value.
What kind of, is that an illusion spell?
Yeah, let me pull it up. I only used it that one time.
As you cast
Value.
this, as you start casting this spell, the wizard is going to say, don't think that we don't come with our tricks of our own.
Oh, you're no fun.
Can I make an Arcana check to try to figure out how he figured that out?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you don't need to worry about it.
I will say he does look like a wizard.
Okay.
Well,
well,
I guess
here's what I have.
I guess we can offer something that we think is valuable, and you guys can try to match it. since no one seems to be wanting to take the first bite. And he will put an arrow on the table. And he will say, this arrow will allow you to do 10 times the amount to a dragon.
I have 100 gold pieces I'm willing to put on this.
We want magic items. No.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, I'm
We could
sorry.
just say a number for gold. That's easy. We don't need to actually show. We want to see magic. We've offered a magic item. What do you have?
I'm gonna put my hand up to the wizard. That's who's speaking, right? The wizard.
The girl is speaking now.
The girl is speaking. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I'll be like, I guess I'm probably taller than almost everyone there, except the dragonborn probably. And I'll just put my hand up and be like, not be super rude by putting it in her face, but definitely being like, shh, 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 and just be like, I'm sorry. I don't exactly know who you are, but one of you mentioned the gold, silly one, and I didn't pull out any gold. I'm no fool, woman. That's why I said the number of gold. This is going to be easier than I thought, guys. But I'm willing to throw down 100 gold pieces on this, as well as a magic item. I'm on top of his thing. I don't think I have any magic items.
Yeah, that's about as much of the valuables I have for high valued items.
I mean, you guys have magic items.
I don't have any of them.
You guys have potions and scrolls.
I
and
do
other
have
items.
potion of delightful breath and cleanliness.
You guys got some scrolls from the dragon. I think she gave a couple different scrolls. I want to remember.
Yeah.
Enzo has some scrolls or some potions.
I think next week.
I have a scroll of levitate, the levitate, whatever. I can't even use it, but yeah, we can trade that.
That's what you're going to put up? They have the arrow. They will also put a, what's it called? Trying to think if they have anything in particular. They will. Who's going to put this on the table? The wizard will put this on the table, and it's going to look like a bottle that has a wick out of it. And he's going to say, "This is not what it looks like. If you say the enchantment written on the bottle and throw it, it will make a grease. We call it the grease grenade. That's what we call it. It's basically the grease spell in a grenade in the little bottle.
One time
Those are the two things. And obviously we'll offer up golds. Whatever amount you want, we'll match it.
Anyone else want to try to reap some benefits from this, monetarily wise?
Any other magic items, or are we just doing the one? I feel like one isn't enough, but if you guys are too petty to do more. What about you, Tavern Boy?
I have a few potions of darkness I'd be willing to put out there,
Okay.
but I can't offer more than that because I don't know what we're going to need on our little adventure we're going on.
All right, so the two items, and how much gold would you like to do? 400 golds? 100 golds?
I have 100 in. My friend has a very expensive article of clothing. Anyone else want to throw in anything?
All right. If that is it, let's shake on it. 100 gold pieces and 2 magic items that you see before us.
What's the
Nothing more,
magic
nothing
item
less.
that they offered? The
What?
arrow to a dragon?
They offered a arrow that does a lot of damage to a dragon, and they offered a grease grenade.
A grease grenade?
Yeah,
That's not much of anything.
it's the equivalent of darkness, which is also a first level spell.
Grease spell.
Grease spell is also first level. Do we have ourselves a deal?
I
I'm
offer my, yep, I put my hand out to shake.
I'm offering 2 darkness. Are they going to give 2 grease grenades?
We only have the one. So
Okay.
just one is okay.
Just put 1 up.
Yes.
All right.
They will shake and they will say, we also heard, the wizard will talk. We also heard that you guys are being teleported somewhere. That's very interesting. We are not being teleported, but mark our words, we will still get the information faster, even though we must travel for about a month to get to LaBelle.
Well,
I look forward to seeing that.
Well, I guess
I'll
we'll see
look
you on the way
forward.
back.
Oh no, you'll see us there. Don't worry.
While this
Okay.
is happening, if we're sitting down, I'm hoping Waldo can get the ferret to come over and sit on his lap and he's petting it, but before anyone even notices, as he's just kind of like watching.
Your druid speak to bring
I
the
have the guy's ferret. I got him to come over and I'm just petting it and watching before the guy notices.
He'll look at you like with open eyes and nod. And they will all shake. Each and every one of them will stand up and shake. Our word is our bond. We do not break our word.
Yes, I've heard your group is honorable, as is ours. Heck, you know where I'll be. You know where you can find me. And I am looking forward to the music. I heard you sing beautifully.
Speaking of which, she will arise and take the stage. And you roll.
We can just have
She
a
plays a
dance
couple.
contest.
What's that?
We can have a dance contest.
Oh, is it so the musician's playing now?
Yeah, musicians starting to play.
Oh, hold on. I am going to try to stealth. I want to see this person and make sure the wizard cannot see me. That is my goal for
Roll
my
stealth?
first thing. Come on, stealth, baby cakes. Only a 15.
Okay. You feel like you're in a good hiding spot.
All right. And then once they start playing, after as their song gets going, I want to cast an invisible mage hand and have it very gently either hold or pluck the string to basically screw them up just a little bit.
Okay. Easily doable. The first song.
Just a little off, just to make it a little bit, make them a little bit slower, make the note go a little bit long. Nothing too crazy, but definitely more to annoy the player than something to get everyone else going. To make them be like, I'm better than this, and then they're just not doing it.
Yep. So as she starts playing, she does have some of these minor hiccups. It looks like some of it is nerves as well as you doing this. She doesn't sing in the first song. It's just playing only, and it's very beautiful. And she does start singing the second one, and you see these little blue butterflies that are flying behind her, which is really pretty, and it's more of an upbeat song. And you see the when dwarves like pounding their mugs on the table to make like a underlying beat for her and to get the crowd involved.
Okay.
And-
Okay. I am going to cast, what's it called? Minor illusion. It says I can make any sound that I want to. And I am again gonna very slightly screw up her singing. Like just like one little key off. Like I don't understand music and or how any of it works. But basically like if it's a high note, make it like a little too high. Or low, like a little too low. Like just tiny bit of screw ups to make her performance not something like great and outstanding, but just kind of middling, just kind of good kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, as you cast this, you do see people like noticing you because you do have to speak and like move your hands, and because it requires all three components to do this.
Minor illusion doesn't.
You said
At first it was mage hand.
okay.
And minor illusion just does somatic and whatever. And
Verbal.
unless it's specific words, if it is specific, like a specific phrase, I'll only do it like a couple times at like the big parts of her song. But if it's not something specific, I'll just pretend I'm just singing along, just like whispering, just like singing along, like jamming out to it, trying to disguise it that way if I'm able to.
Okay, yeah, it looks like people like their party is pretty like well traveled together, and they can notice like what you're doing. In particular, one of the twins seems to have like followed you. He doesn't say anything, he doesn't do anything, but he does notice what you're doing. And the performance ends and everyone's clapping.
Okay, can I make a perception check on this twin then to try to figure out maybe what their class is or
Go for
whatnot? Perception. I'm not good at perception. Oh, it's 19.
He seems to carry a crossbow, and that's all that you can see on his person. He seems pretty like lightly armored, like, pretty mobile.
Okay, but they figured I was casting a spell. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So even though minor illusion is just speaking, he's able to figure out whatever I was saying was screwing her up.
Yes, because he followed you.
Because he followed me. Okay, and I didn't notice him, so he must have passed my passive perception then.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
I like it. He followed me. Interesting.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. Seems like you might not have been able to out-scheme them like you thought you could.
Out-scheme them? Oh, if I wanted to out-scheme them, I would have asked someone to go invisible, but I didn't because he's not here. So I did the best with what I had.
Performance ends. They continue drinking. I don't know if you guys wanted to say or do anything. One of the bartenders does come up to talk to you guys about like refilling, and she does get the same voice that you've been hearing once now, and she says the following: "The elder sibling, Luca, with pride and joy shall stand, as the family's bond grows strong in the valley's enchanted land. With Sheriff, the loyal steed, by their side they'll roam, watching over the growing brood, embracing love and home."
I'm gonna look around and see if they noticed her saying that.
Yeah, people are like, what's going on? And the same thing, the waitress is like, what? I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Does it look like no one else heard that? Like everyone else? How did everyone else react?
The Falchiere also was like, what? But they didn't like know what was going on. Because it looked like she was looking at your group in particular. So they're like, oh, was that like a message for you guys? Like, what? We don't know what are you talking about?
Oh no, Wink. Those ghosts you told me about have followed us.
I do believe we
Oh,
are
boy.
being haunted by our future. I think we're part of a prophecy. You see, my friends, I also had the lady from over at the, I forgot the store's name, but from over at our little magic store nearby, she also had a similar message. It had to do with a goddess full of grace, and that she was a shining, shimmering goddess, and she nurtured with love and magic, and she was growing this seed, or like a child, a second child shall come, she said, a miracle to behold. Yes, I don't understand exactly what it means, but I have a feeling that we are part of something greater. There is something happening here.
I agree. We also
Maybe we brought a little, yes, we seem to have brought in a little strangity from the Feywild with us.
a similar thing happened to my father when we were in here. Remember, Waldo?
Yeah, it was weird. He spoke just like that woman.
Yes, there's something going on for sure. Someone's trying to pass us along a message.
But he said, or your father said something about sand, I think, and a queen.
Well, we could talk about the specifics when we're in less mixed company.
Good point.
Calm down, Rooster.
So it starts to wind down. A couple hours later, yeah, the Falchiere leave and they bid adieu. And they said that they'll be leaving in the morning. But it was great to meet you all.
Yeah,
Guys are-
we'll see you when we get back.
It was a real pleasure. You don't disappoint.
That was beautiful singing.
She will bow and say thank you. Did not play as well as I wanted to, but it happens.
Well, not everybody's perfect every day, but you're just as good as my parents described. Hope to hear you again someday.
All right. As you get cleaning, as it's like pretty barren in there, I don't know if you guys wanted to like go and do anything else.
Yeah, I will now constantly be looking over my shoulder since I noticed that this guy was like watching for me. So I'm constantly like every like 5-10 minutes gonna see if anyone is watching me.
Okay. Make some perception checks.
Well, that's garbage. Natural 20.
Nice.
Another natural 20.
Nothing
Okay.
in particular, but as you guys are like sitting and just hanging out, you do see the fire genasi come by and look into the door to see like if how many people are still left. But he doesn't say anything to anybody. He just like looks in and then walks away.
What door did he look into?
The front door, just the main door. You wouldn't have seen that. Only the Don would have seen that.
But was he like outside?
Is who outside?
The fire genasi?
Yeah, he's outside.
Oh, okay.
He like cracks open the bar door to see who's left and then closes it again. But yeah, Enzo's mom will come and sit with you guys for a bit and chat and ask like how you guys are doing. And amidst that conversation, she will do a similar thing with the voice, and she will say, "When winter's frost caresses earth and new beginnings arrive, a precious gift shall grace their lives, a younger star that will thrive. In January's embrace, this child will come to be a beacon of hope and love, bringing joy for all to see. This is the prophecy of the second born."
The second born.
Mom, are you
This is-
okay?
This again.
This is the first, like the fourth time this has happened.
This is the fourth time this has happened.
I'm gonna I'm gonna eye Enzo and be like, is it your sword? Is your sword doing this? Because this smells like frickin' destiny, sir.
Yeah, something big is going on for sure. I read about this stuff in my adventure books. This only happens when big things happen.
And I don't like it.
Well, you know what? Could be a big things mean big opportunity, my friend.
I certainly am banking on that.
Part of something grand.
Yeah, and after she says that, she's gonna say in the same voice, "Look at the clues. Must I repeat them? They are very obvious and point to something greater that is beyond this. That is beyond this world. Think more big picture."
Do any of us recognize the voice at all, or is it like a?
Yeah,
Is it still his
roll a
mom's
perception
voice?
check for me.
Perception. Oh, that's almost in that 20. Dirty 20.
This sounds like Bo's voice.
Bo.
Yeah. Yep.
The god above. Huh.
I didn't think this would have stumped you guys.
Can't really talk about it till we go back to the room.
At this point, it's basically just you guys and Enzo's mom and dad and Farah who are there cleaning up. There's no one else in here at this time. It's really late.
Oh,
Guys.
crap. Forgot to give back Rooster.
You would have taken it.
Guys, is Bo trying to give us a hint that they are pregnant again?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
I thought this was
No
actual in-game
freaking
stuff.
way.
Oh my gosh. I thought this was actual in-game stuff. I'm like, what is this? What is this prophecy?
Dude.
I'm like, it literally says sheriff, your dog's name. And I was like, but the loyal seed, maybe it's the unicorn. Like maybe the unicorn is named sheriff in its land or something.
Well, congratulations.
Let's go to the club,
Congratulations.
brother. When do they do? January? Is that what you said?
January 29th.
Adrian's brother is due sometime in December, so probably going to deuce before, like a week before Christmas, if it comes to that.
And Tatiana's due in September.
Mhm.
Do you guys know if it's a boy or girl yet?
We do not know. Nope. But I wanted a way to do it in game, so I came up with a prophecy.
Dude, I was. Well, your problem is I'm too literal of a person. I'm like, I'm like, okay, sheriff. That I literally thought that's your dog's name. I'm like, January's not a month in this world. I was trying to figure out what the heck you were talking about.
Yep, I live by Queen Creek, so that's the city I live in.
Well, congratulations.
Well
Thanks.
played, DM. Well played.
Well played.
All right. Well, as far as in-game stuff, you guys are all done with the night. I don't know if there was anything you wanted to do.
No, just talk to Droll, I think, is our next. I got to go shopping and talk to Droll.
Okay, so
Good
you
to
want to
get
do that
something to
like,
cover
the
my
next
sword.
day?
Sure, I just want to get something to cover my sword, so however you want to do it.
Okay.
I will continue to see if I'm being followed and set up basic but hard to get around traps. Like wherever I stay, I'll probably stay at Enzo's place tonight if that's allowed, and just set up a bunch of cans like behind the door. Because while it's simple, it's very hard to stop a bunch of cans from falling over without it being very obvious. And if there's a window in the room, I'm going to get like a stick and just like cut it to the right length with my dagger and just use it as a thing to just hold it shut. Now that I know I'm being watched, I have plan biggery to figure out.
Yeah, there should be some rooms that, I mean, we have like 3 extra rooms that we could all share.
Yep. So easily doable. So you guys settle in for the nights. And that's what we're on the session for tonight, with you guys taking a long rests, and then in the morning you guys can do with what you wish. You don't get any disturbances from anyone.
Cool.